into the NwGa football Pickem week 2, joined by Paul Cabin, Benton Burge as usual. We'll try it again this week, man. See if we can get some of these games right.
Yeah, I was pretty pathetic last week in picking. That's how it goes.
It is.
All right, we'll just jump into it here, man. We'll give a shout out to our sponsor before we get started.
Oh yeah, we appreciate Al Smith and Alpha Insurance for joining on with us, and he's sponsoring all of our shows, especially the Al Smith Alpha Insurance Friday Night School Board. Check us out Friday night after the game, somewhere around 11 o'clock. You can reach Al at 706-529-6786 for all your auto, home, and life needs. Insurance needs, that is.
Absolutely, man. Very glad to have Al with us this year.
Absolutely.
Let's just jump right to it, guys. We'll get on here and we'll start at the top. I got them actually in order this week. So we'll start 7A. We'll work our way down to single A and give you our best bet. South Paulding at Carrollton.
Yeah, Carrollton unfortunately lost their main running back, but the backup looked good. They took Langston Hughes to the wire. Not going to be a good night for South Paulding. Carrollton is going to be wanting to get on the winning side of things, and I believe they will, and it'll be pretty handily.
Yeah, I agree, Benton. They played a hard-fought game the other night. Unfortunately, running back with an injury. I picked Carrollton to win that game, but it was, those teams are both phenomenal with players everywhere, and the game lived up to the billing. So I think Carrollton bounces back and wins big.
Yeah, I guess if you're a South Paulding fan, you kind of hope that Carrollton overlooks you for the Rome game next weekend, but I don't think Carrollton's going to do that. I like Carrollton. Pretty interesting matchup here, man, at North Paulding. East Paulding, who had a 49-0 win last week over Woodland, traveling to North Paulding.
Yeah, the 49-0 over Woodland. I mean, that's a pretty big win, but I think that North Paulding. I don't know about the 29.5 points, but I'd take North Paulding to win this game in a 10-point game.
Yeah, I kind of agree with you, Benton. I think North Paulding's going to win the game. I don't know that they're going to win it by 29.5. And kind of what we mentioned last week. And these Paulding County schools, they're all pretty decent, if not really decent football teams. And I expect East Paulding to come out and give them a fight, but I think North Paulding pulls out the win.
Yeah, I think East Paulding's got some mo on their side. Big win last week, but a tough North Paulding team. Tyler Weir, Neihr, was the quarterback last week for North Paulding, threw for 347.
First start, right?
Yeah, I think he leads our area in passing.
Yeah.
Barron Stadium, Friday night, Lithonia at Rome. Everybody got me?
Yeah, I got you. I'm going to go with Rome. I'm going to go with Rome, and I'm going to go with Rome big. I think they're on a roll. They, good scrimmage against a really good AA Rockmart team, and they took care of business as kind of I thought they would against a solid Cass team last week, and I think they're going to continue to do so this week.
You talked about maybe Carrollton overlooking the team they're playing. I don't think Rome's going to overlook Lithonia. I think they're going to put some points on the board, try to stay healthy, get out of there, and get ready for a large task the following week.
Yeah, I think the Wolves have looked very good on both sides of the ball through the scrimmages and last week against Cass. A very impressive team. I think they take care of business Friday night, move to 2-0. Sprayberry at Paulding County. Paulding County looking to get in the win column after dropping a game to Hiram last Friday night.
Toss up here. I'm gonna be honest with you. I really like the Sprayberry uniform that I seen on Twitter earlier today. So I'm gonna go with Sprayberry. In the old school, I like their uniform. Sprayberry with the win.
I'm gonna go with Paulding County. I've gone on record as saying I like these Paulding County teams, so I'm going to stick with them. Right or wrong, Paulding County is going to be at home, and I think they pull out a close win.
Yeah, I'm gonna go with Paulding County also. Like I said, they probably have a bad taste in their mouth after last Friday night. I think they get things turned around. And just a quick note for those joining in tonight: this is a recorded broadcast, so you're welcome to put your comments in. We'll still see them post show, but we just won't be able to show any tonight on the show. But we'll read and look at every one of them.
Yep.
Big game down at Rockmart. Cass at Rockmart. Rockmart 10.5-point favorite.
Ooh, Cass is one of those teams looking to get a little offense going. Rome, just difficult. Rockmart's defense is not going to be no slouch now. Washington in the middle, he's going to track you down from everywhere. You're going to have to spread them out, I think. And they have a lot of athletes, so I don't know if that's going to do you any good. But I say this is going to be a close game within 10 points. But I like Rockmart to win it at home.
Yeah, this is one of those games, man, that I think has the potential to be really good. Cass coming off a tough scrimmage against Cedartown and then a tough loss at Rome last week. They've got athletes all over the field. They're the bigger school. But, Rockmart had a really solid performance against Cedartown last week. I don't think it's going to take a lot of wind out of their sails losing to the rival. I actually think that they've got a lot to build on off that performance. So I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game. I'm going to take Rockmart at home, but the 10.5 might be a little much.
Hey, go ahead and hit that upset button for me, man. This is my upset pick of the week right here.
I cut it down some.
There you go.
I don't know how much of an upset this would be in the real world, but on paper, it's 10.5-point underdogs. I like the speed that Cass has on the outside. I think if the offensive line can give quarterbacks some protection, I think Cass can do some damage down the field. But yeah, they're gonna have to keep Brent Washington out of that backfield because that Rockmart defense is tough.
Yep.
Calhoun looking for their first win of the season on the road at another pretty good team, Carver, Atlanta. I think they're the number 8 ranked team in AAA. Carver's actually a favorite at home.
I'm going with an upset pick of the week right here, even though it's a kind of a cop-out, only a 5-point spread here, but I'm going to go with the Calhoun Yellow Jackets to go down Carver, Atlanta. They're probably playing at one of those municipal stadiums down there that they play about 10 games a weekend at, but I'll take Calhoun in this one.
I'm going to go with Calhoun too. I know they're underdog, but Calhoun's a good football team and looking for the first win of the season. And I think they're going to, kind of find a way to pull it out.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Calhoun also, man. They had trouble with their offense last week. I think they'll get it turned around this Friday night. Win a close one at Carver. Purple Hurricanes at home versus Jonesboro, big favorites.
Yeah, didn't win by the spread that I thought they might last week. So let's give it another shot. I think they'll probably be close to covering this week. I like another hurricane warning. We'll go with Cartersville big.
Yeah, I agree. I think so. I think first game last week, Cartersville had a little bit of a hard time getting rolling. I think they get rolling pretty good this week. I'm not sure that they covered the spread. I don't know a whole lot about that Jonesboro team, but I think Cartersville's going to win, by double digits for sure.
Yep, I agree. Cartersville started a new quarterback, a sophomore. I can't remember his name right off the top of my head. Had a pretty good game. Second start for him. I think they'll get rolling. Woodlands at our upset team of the week last week, Coosa. Woodlands is 11-point favorite.
I think just the sheer size of Woodland is going to, kind of hurt Coosa, especially later on in the game. I think it's going to be a close game. I think Coosa can hang around, but I just think late in the game, the bigger school is going to have the advantage. I think Woodland will be able to come up with a close victory at Coosa.
I actually completely agree with you on this one, Benton. I think Woodland's coming off of a loss, and Coosa's coming off a big win. I think Coosa's going to be motivated. They're playing at home, and I think they're going to battle for about the first three and a half quarters. But I think Woodland pulls away at the end, and Woodland beats Coosa this Friday night.
Yeah, I think Coosa has a chance to win if they get some turnovers.
Mhm.
But just the sheer size of the school, you're looking at a 5A school versus a 1A school. Just the depth of the roster is going to play in Woodland's favor, especially when it's 100 degrees. I like Woodland. Woodstock traveling to Hiram. Hiram 35-point favorite.
I like Hiram. I like their skill all over the place. I mean, had a good week one. I think week 2 is going to be good as well. Big win.
Yeah, I think so too. I really like this Hiram team. I think they've got good players all over the field, and I think they're going to have a really good season. So I think Hiram wins big.
Yeah, I think they opened some eyes last week. I think they performed the way that everybody thought they were going to, and I think they got a big season ahead of them. I'm going Hiram, going 2-0 for the first time since 2016.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, wow.
Hebron, 9.5-point favorites at Villa Rica.
I think I'll go with Hebron Christian. I don't exactly know a lot about Villa Rica, but I like Hebron to win the game and a close one. I think it's about right as far as the spread goes on there.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know a whole lot about them either, but I'm going to go Villa Rica. I'm going to go with the upset. I'm going to go with Villa Rica at home. I got a couple of Villa Rica kids on my Team Cabin draft team from earlier in the year, and I think playing at home, I'm just going to go with Villa Rica. I got a feeling.
Yeah, I think Team Cabin's Jaden Terry is going to keep it close, but I like Hebron in a close one. This is one that I was surprised when I was writing these spreads down. Cedartown minus 31.5 at Callaway.
Yeah.
I think Cedartown, even though they won last week, I think they're working on a lot of things, and I think they're going to iron some of it out. And I know Callaway is traditionally a strong to borderline power in 2A, but I think Cedartown is just going to kind of overwhelm them just a little bit. Don't know about the 31.5, but I'll take it by 17 for sure.
Yeah. Cedartown's just going to be too much. They had the big close win over Rockmart last week, but I'm sure that they're hearing a lot this week about all the things they didn't do right, and so I think they're going to show up pretty focused this week, and I think they're going to beat Callaway. Double digits for sure. 14, 20 points.
Yeah, I think that Cedartown team was just an inch away from breaking the game open last week. They missed a few long plays on offense. Rockmart scored on a kickoff return, or pretty much Cedartown shut them down on defense. I think it's going to be a tough task. I've seen Callaway ranked anywhere from 1st to 12th. But I like Cedartown in a close one, 10-12. Bowden at Central. Central is a 6-point favorite.
Well, I think the 6 is about right, but I for some reason I think Central is going to win by more than that. I don't know. I like Central in this game at Central.
I have a lot of good things to say about Bowden last week, and I still believe those things. I picked Bowden to win the game last week. It was a close game. I think Bowden's going to go a long way in that single A D2. But they've got a tough non-conference schedule, and they've got to go to Central, and Central's got some players, and so I'm going to go Central in a close one at home.
Yeah, I mean, I like this non-conference schedule that Bowden plays, man. Iron sharpens iron for sure. I mean, they're not afraid to jump in there and play them.
Yep.
Harris looked real good for Central last week, 7 of 7, was taken out at the second quarter. I like Central at home by about that 6 points. So Norville at Darlington. Darlington, the favorite here.
Yeah, I like what I seen out of Darlington last week. Kind of a revamped. I mean, heck, a majority of the team was a bunch of new names. Super athletic quarterback, able to pass and run. He was, you know, extremely athletic. The running backs too deep. Even after the lead guy, the secondary guy was quick, got in the hole. You know, you got Taylor Shirley out there catching reverses and little dunk passes and taking it a long way. Defensively, I think Darlington would say they got some things to clean up, but who doesn't early in the year? And I was impressed with their offense. I think it kind of opened my eyes. I've been going with Trine as the clear cut favorite, and I'm not going to pull off of that right now. But that Darlington offense looked pretty good. As it goes in this game, I like Darlington to win the game, and I think probably by more than the 15.
Yeah, got a first real look at Darlington last week, and they did answer some questions. I think some people, were wondering about some new faces, some new names. Offense did look good. Sonoraville, I'm not real sure about Sonoraville at this point. I think the quarterback might have got dinged up a little bit. I'm not sure exactly, what that was all about. But I'm going to go Darlington. I think Darlington at home against Sonoraville, and they've probably heard us talking about pick and try and everything else. So they're gonna take care of business against Sonoraville this week.
Yeah, I had this same gut feeling last year. I think the spread was about the same in this game. I thought Sonoraville would upset Darlington, and Darlington came out and scored like 3 touchdowns on the first 3 plays with Demarion Floyd. Pretty much blew the game wide open. I'm going to go Darlington here. Heritage at home versus East Hamilton. Heritage is an 8-point favorite.
I like Heritage. I think about 1 touchdown. I don't know a lot about East Hamilton. I know school up in Collegedale, Tennessee. I like Heritage. I think they're going to kind of rebound from that war they had last week that you was able to go to, and big win to go 1-1 for Heritage.
Yeah, same for me. Heritage is coming off a real physical and emotional game against Ringo last week. They're at home against East Hamilton. I don't know, anything about East Hamilton either, but I'm going to go with Heritage, bouncing back at home.
Yeah, I got the feeling Heritage learned some things in the fourth quarter last week. Man, they realized they didn't have to go deep downfield to score. They could just hit that short pass and it gets the job done. I think they get it done at home versus East Hamilton. Battle of unbeatens here. Cahulla Creek at Northwest Whitfield.
Yeah, I think the Creek surprised me with their ability to put points up last week. The new quarterback's throwing the ball around pretty good. Defense played well. But I think this is a what do they say? Horse of a different breed, or anyway, Northwest Whitfield is very talented on the offense and pretty good on defense as well. They're going to throw the ball around a lot with their new quarterback, and I just think just too much firepower. I think Northwest wins, and I'm going to go with more than the 13.
Yeah, Northwest Whitfield covers at home.
Yeah, this was a game that was our upset of the year a few years back. I don't know if y'all remember that or not.
I do.
Cahulla Creek, beat Northwest Whitfield at Northwest Whitfield.
They remember as well.
Yeah, I think the spread at that time was like 29, so you can see how much progress Cahulla Creek has made over the last couple of years. But Gavin Knuckles, quarterback at Northwest Whitfield, tied the school record with 5 touchdown passes in his first start. Hudson Gray and fellas, Hudson Gray and fellas, I think they get it done this Friday night. You say he got 5 of them in the first half?
4 in the first half, I know.
4 in the first half?
Yeah.
Gordon Central traveling up to Southeast Whitfield. Southeast Whitfield, 16-point favorite.
Yeah, I don't know about all that. I like Gordon Central's physical ability. I think Gordon Central's going to be right in this game. It's going to be, give it a little coach speak. Whoever holds on to the ball, don't turn it over, makes the least mistakes. I really threatened to pick Gordon Central here, but it's at Southeast. So fire the cannon. Let's go with Southeast in a close one.
Yeah, you kind of stole the words out of my mouth there, Benton. I think it's going to be a close ball game. I'm picking Southeast because Southeast is at home.
I'll let you go second sometimes. So.
I'm gonna make it a trifecta. I'm gonna go Southeast in a very close game, much like the Coosa game last week. I think they pulled it out this Friday night. North Murray, man, traveling over to Pickens. Pickens was a great start on the 23 season.
Yeah, I think most of us about 3 weeks ago might have had different thoughts about this game, but I'm not gonna jump out on some kind of crazy limb. I think the North Murray is going to figure it out a little bit. I think they have the ability to score some points more than what they did last week. But Pickens is one of those teams that got it going, and I think at home, I'm going to go with Pickens probably somewhere around that 10-point mark.
Yeah, I like Pickens in this game. I really do. I think they've put together a pretty good team for this year. They look pretty good in scrimmage, looked pretty good last week. They're at home. North Murray breaking in some new guys. And don't get me wrong, I think North Murray, they've definitely got the athletes. We all know about them. And they're going to come out and go after it. But I think Pickens is going to pull out a close one at home.
Yeah, I agree. Pickens moves to 2-0 on the year. And another one up in the mountains. Gilmer at Fannin. Fannon's a 9-point favorite on paper.
Yeah, it wasn't what Fannin was looking for last week, but there's no need to, beat a dead horse, whatever you want to say. I think Fannin they're poised to have a rebound game, and I just don't think they're going to accept what happened last week. I think Fannin comes out, and I don't know about a statement game, but I think they're going to kind of get it going a little bit better and get a win against Gilmer.
Yeah, I'm going to go with Fannin too. I'm sure that was a little bit of a shock to the system last week, but Fannon's a young football team this year, and I think they ran up against a Union County team who I believe is a good football team and going to have a good year. So
I agree.
I think they're going to bounce back at home. Well, again, we talk about that's a tough place to play. And I'm going to go Fannin over Gilmer.
Yeah, I know those games up in the mountains last year were hard to predict, man. They were like all over the place. I'm going to stay inside the box. I'm going to go with Gilmer. After Gilmer's win over LFO first week, Fannon's big loss. But, Fannon's liable to win this game big. But, yeah, I'm going to stick with the Bobcats. Daresville Tigers at Cherokee Bluff. Daresville 12-point favorite.
I like what I've seen out of Daresville so far, post Roper era, I guess you'd say. They're able to move the ball pretty well. Got talent, veteran quarterback, good size offensive, defensive line. I think Daresville wins this game on the road. I think it's going to be a close one. I think Cherokee Bluff has enough to hang around there, but very good competition in the scrimmage game 2 weeks ago, and I believe Daresville, had a week off, week one, to work on everything. So I like Daresville to win this one, close one.
Yeah. I think Cherokee Bluff's going to play Daresville tough at home, but I agree with you, Benton. They got some good film to look at after their scrimmage, and then a week off to work on that. So I think Daresville goes on the road and gets the win.
Yeah, I saw this game live last year. Man, it went down to the last play. Daresville pulled it out. I think it's pretty much the same this year. I'll take the Tigers. Gordon Lee at Armurchie. Gordon Lee, a 1.5-point favorite.
I think this could chalk up to be one of the best games of the week right here. I think Gordon Lee's got the young talent. Armurchie's got the veteran talent that's going to come in and pound you. And I think it's going to be a heck of a ball game. I've kind of battled back and forth on this one. If Gordon Lee can, get in space, I think they might be able to move the ball and score some points. But I'm buying the Blue Indian Kool-Aid right now. I'm gonna go with our Murchie, and I'm a red-blooded Indian, but I'm gonna go with our Murchie in a close victory here. So.
Yeah, I'm with you, Ben. I could be completely wrong, and I am a lot, but I'm going Armurchie pretty emphatically. I think Armurchie is going to win the game, and I think they're going to win it by 10 points.
Man.
Yeah, I know Peyton Groves had over 100 yards last week against Trine. It's going to be Armurchie's job to stop him. If they can stop that Gordon Lee ground game, I think the Blue Indians have a chance to win by 10 to 14 points. I'm going with the Blue Indians. Bremen coming off a surprising shutout over Heard County, traveling to Haralson County.
Yeah, that was a big-time shutout over a pretty athletic Heard County team. Well, you better buckle your chin strap when you go to Haralson. That's the only thing I'm going to say about this, because I know Coach Peavy is going to have his guys ready. I really like playing at that place. Nice jumbotron. I think Bremen's going to go in there and get it done, but I think it's going to be a close one, probably inside of 10 points. I'll go with Bremen.
Yeah, I like the spread on this one. Haralson County, they're tough, especially at home. They're going to put up a heck of a fight, but I was really impressed with Bremen, and I think Bremen's going to go in there and get get about a 7-point win.
Yeah, I can say one thing about this game. It's going to be packed Friday night. I saw a post on Twitter where they were offering shuttles from the middle school at 5:30 in the afternoon. That's how many people they're expecting at this game Friday night.
Better stay hydrated.
Yeah, going to be a knockdown, drag out. I like Bremen by a touchdown. Murray County Indians at LFO, both looking for their first wins on the season.
I like the way LFO's quarterbacks played. I like how they've moved the ball through the air and some of the highlights that I've seen. I think it's going to be a close one. I think it's going to be a lot closer than the 13 that I'm looking at here. I'm going to go with Lakeview, and I'm going to go 13-12 or something like that. 13. I'm going to go with Lakeview in a real close one, because I think Murray County's got enough talent to win the game as well. But I'm going to go with Lakeview.
Yeah, I'll be honest with you. I would go with upset of the week if this was at Murray County. I really would. But since the game's at Lakeview, I'm going to pick Lakeview in a close one.
Yeah, I saw some positive things out of both of them last week. Really, Murray County was only down 6-0 to Coahulla at half. I know LFO went stride for stride with Gilmer for a little bit. I like Lakeview at home in a very close one. NwGa Christian at Ridgeland. Season opener for the Panthers.
Yeah, I noticed that Ridgeland was off. I don't know a whole lot about North Cobb.
They beat Christian Heritage last week 42-21.
That gives you a little information there.
Freshman quarterback threw for like 200-something yards.
Yeah, I tell you, I like the direction that Ridgeland's going in. I like they got a little. I'm not sure the guy's name. I didn't pay that much attention, but I know he was a bowling ball that when he got going, man, he was tough to tackle. And they threw the ball around enough to kind of keep you off balance. I think that North Cobb's probably at least a couple touchdowns favorite, but I wouldn't be surprised at home if Ridgeland hangs in there a little closer than what the experts say. But I'll go with North Cobb Christian.
Yeah, I think it looks like, what's that, 26.5?
26.5.
Yeah, I'm going North Cobb Christian, but I do not think it's 26.5. I liked what I saw out of Ridgeland against Chattooga a couple of weeks ago. Games being at Ridgeland, that's a little bit of a travel there for North Cobb Christian. So I think North Cobb pulled it out, but I think Ridgeland keeps it a good bit closer than the spread, maybe 14 points.
Yeah, I have the feeling the Panthers are going to pop into the win column a few times this year. It might not be this Friday. I like North Cobb by a couple of touchdowns. Lafayette at Tryon. Tryon is a 28-point favorite.
I think that that's probably about right. I don't think it'll be there early. I think that Lafayette will move the ball a little bit on the ground. Finley's a really good back. Pendergrass can run it and throw it. I just don't know if they have enough to, overtake the scoring that Tryon's going to do with Maddox and company. I like Tryon probably by about that 4 touchdown mark.
Yeah, Tryon at home, big win over their biggest rival, I guess. Last week. I was impressed with Tryon across the board, balance-wise. I really didn't expect them to be that balanced. I didn't know if they would have to be. And I think Tryon wins by, I'd say about 28.
Yeah, I agree with Paul there, man. I was real impressed with the balance that Tryon showed. I mean, Cade Smith had a great game throwing the ball. Maddox running the ball. Tryon is definitely a two-dimensional team, maybe one of the best two-dimensional teams in the area. I like Tryon right at that 28, 28-0, 35-7. Sounds like a pretty good score. Game down in Lindale. Model Blue Devils open their season at Pepperell as 1.5-point favorites.
I just don't know. I'm not certain that Pepperell's going to be able to do much against that model defense. I think the model defense has been pretty darn stiff, and I think it'll continue to be that way. Model offensively, I think it's going to be more hit than miss. I think Model wins the game, and I think it's going to be more than 1.5 points. I think it'll be a 21-7, 24-7 type game. But I'll go with Model by a few touchdowns.
Yeah, I need to see a little more out of the Model offense moving forward. But just based off what I've seen and what I know at this point, Pepperell's going to have a hard time moving the ball and putting points on the board. I'm going to go with 14 to 21-0, somewhere in that range. I just don't see the Pepperell being able to do much against that defense, and Model's going to find a way to get enough on the board to 14 to 20-point win.
Yeah, that's actually the score I was looking at, 14-0. Pepperell had a hard time getting points against Northwest Whitfield last week and Pickens the week before. I think Model's defense is probably better than those two. Like Benton said too, though, I'm not 100% sure about Model's offense yet. We'll find out Friday night. 14-0, 21-0 sounds like a good score. Temple, man, one of the surprising teams of week 1. Temple Tigers on the road at Christian Heritage, even spread.
No offense to anybody, but this is easy money here. I'll take Temple. I think put a lot of points on the board. Last week, jury's out on Pike County. Don't know a lot about Pike County, but I know that Temple was multiple enough to move the ball in a couple different ways. I like how they run the old school offense there. You don't see that a lot, and I think it'll cause trouble. And earlier in the year, Armurchie was able to run on Christian Heritage. I think Temple will have some of that success as well. I think it's going to be a closer game. I guess not as close as even, but but I'll take Temple by about 14 to 17 points.
Yeah. This is probably one that we're all going to get wrong, and
that's what I was thinking.
Christian Heritage has got some ball players, man. They're a good football team, but I like what I've been seeing out of Temple. I think they've got athletes and skill players at the right positions. I think they've got some skill guys on defense in the secondary, and I think it's just going to be too much. I think Temple goes to Christian Heritage and gets the win.
You know,
Yeah,
one
I
thing I
watched.
will tell you is the Christian Heritage quarterback, man, when he makes a decision to tuck it and run, yeah, you're making a business decision if you're getting in front of him because
Yeah, he had a couple of nice
he's
runs last week versus North Cobb
he's bringing the
Christian.
load.
Yeah, but yeah, I watched the first half of that Temple game, and man, I was real impressed with the way they were flying around, hitting you, and they got athletes all over the field. I like them to go up to Christian Heritage and win 15 to 17 points.
Yeah.
Marion County at Dade. Dade is a 15.5 favorite.
Just seen before we come on the show here that Friday Night Rival CW Chattanooga is going to be down at Dade County at Magic Morgan Stadium on the real grass at Magic Morgan. That's so finally took care of by Coach Poston and crew. And I think that's going to be a very interesting game. I think Dade's looking to find itself a little bit. I think Marion County's got a pretty good squad. I say Marion County by a close one, real close.
You know, I think Dade's going to get the victory here. You know, they played a really tough Athens Academy team last week. They hung with them for a while, put up a lot of offense. They're back home this week. I think Dade's going to pull out a victory. I think they're going to get the win at home. I think it's going to be a really good football game, but I'm going to go with Dade.
Yeah, I'm going with Dade County at home. Jeff Poston them, they're going to get everything ironed out. I think the Wolverines win in a close one, 7 points. And our final game
finally picked one opposite.
In our final game of the week, Mount Zion Eagles open their season on the road at Greenville, 16.5-point favorites.
Have no clue where Greenville is, but I like Mount Zion. I think Mount Zion gets the win.
Yeah, I think the same thing, Benton. I don't know much about Greenville, but I know Mount Zion's got some athletes down there, and I think they start off the season with a win.
Yeah, I'm gonna make it a trifecta. I'm gonna go with the Eagles also. Well, I think that was pretty much by the board this week. And like I said, we didn't disagree too much.
Yeah, I probably upset some Wolverines. That's the only one we really disagree on.
Well, I mean, you know, it's early. It's early, and we learned a lot. We learned a lot last week. Couple games that I felt pretty sure about that I got wrong. So, congratulations to those teams that proved me wrong, and we're going to learn a lot more this week.
Yeah, and for those ones that have tuned in and you commented or whatever, we didn't get your message on the board. We're actually taped tonight. We can't put your messages on live, but we will read them post show. And we thanks to everybody for tuning in, man.
Yeah, we appreciate it. We'll be live every other week. So
every other week, and we'll be back live Friday night for the scoreboard show. The Al Smith Alpha Insurance scoreboard show will be on live after the game.
Yep, I'll be on with you guys. Yeah, I'll be on Friday night this week. So looking forward to that.
All right, guys, enjoyed it.